The startling statistics. Are you aware suicide was the second leading cause of death among individuals between the ages of 10 and 34? Are you surprised by the fact that there were more than 2.5 times as many suicides, 48,344 in the United States, as there were homicides, 18,830, and result in an average of 132 suicides per day? This means that in America, more people are killing themselves than each other. And since the start of the worldwide pandemic, it comes as no surprise to most that these statistics are only getting worse. After learning about these startling statistics about mental health, I'm here with Trisha, a school teacher, the average everyday American, and I'm going to be asking her some questions regarding mental health. Did you know that according to the National Association of Mental Illness, widely known as NAMI, it is reported that 1 in 5 adults have some form of serious mental illness?
Wow, that is astonishing. I did not know that.
Not many do. Does it concern you that from 2012 to 2016, there was a 55% increase in mental health emergency department visits by children?
Oh, that's heart-wrenching. No, I didn't know that either.
Yes, ma'am, our youth is suffering. These are frightening facts that require systemic changes starting at the legislative level all the way down to the family unit. Untreated mental illness often results in the following: mental illness, homelessness, and incarceration.
Oh, dear God, we've got to do something about this.
Let's change America. You will now watch a video that symbolizes the vicious cycle that begins with a lack of mental awareness and results in a revolving door for homelessness, incarceration, and rehospitalization. Oh, wonder who that could be. Hello? Just as this beer can rotates endlessly until it finds its next victim, so do the doors to hospitals, prisons, and the streets. They are revolving doors that also wait tirelessly for their next victim. Here to give us more insider information about homelessness is Scott from the British Journal of Psychiatry, who has studies that suggest that 50% of the total homeless population may have some form of serious mental disorder. This cycle is compounded because spending a period of time homeless makes it all the more difficult to assimilate back into everyday life. Research shows that having been homeless and the time spent homeless can be related to higher levels of psychiatric distress, higher levels of alcohol use, and lower levels of perceived recovery in people with previous mental illness. You might ask, what can be done to improve this? But the call to action that we need here in America is to increase federal funding for affordable housing, free education/skills training to include interviewing, resume writing, as well as transportation services to ensure access to and from jobs, and acquisition housing with gradual decreasing support services. Providing us with some information about incarceration is the American Psychiatric Association. They found that a major mental illness diagnosis was associated with more than 50% increase with regard to a jail sentence for misdemeanor arrestees. This means that over half of the people jailed with a misdemeanor charge may not have received this sentencing had they been mentally stable. The call to action that we can do here in America is have individuals with mental illness be well documented so that they can be diverted to treatment and services before they are arrested. Also, when individuals are in jail, they should have access to needed medications and support as well as be signed up for health coverage. They also need those with mental illness to get better planning after their relief to ensure that they are back on track. Finally, I will be talking to you about rehospitalization. Most chronically mentally ill patients are discharged to inadequate accommodations, and it has been calculated that there is an interval of 30 months between hospital discharge and becoming homeless. Xavier and Green, authors of the article Out of the Shadows, Confronting America's Mental Illness Crisis, state that a contributing factor to homelessness is the fact that patients are refusing treatment because they are not in the right frame of mind to make responsible choices for themselves. What we can do to combat this issue is create a patient-centered recovery model that promotes early patient and family engagement in discharge planning, wraparound support so that there are work and home transition planning taking place, and finally, medical intercessions / follow-up care as needed until regular habits are formed. If we don't work to revamp the support system for people with mental illness, not only will the individuals suffer, we will all ultimately pay the price.